Hmm. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hi, good morning or afternoon, evening, wherever you're at. Let's just get started. It's been a long weekend for me, so just get started. ShelShock episode 9. Um, Dream, a gamer's dream. Um, Basically, just a recap of what happened this weekend, and we can talk about that or what have you. Um, the games I'm playing, I really didn't play any games this week. I mean, I played Elden Ring. I take that back. I didn't play any games leading up to today because I've been busy with DreamCon. But I did play today. I played Elden Ring, and before I left, I played Elden Ring. I played actually today. I played Elden Ring. Um, More of the DLC. I played Street Fighter 6. I played No Man's Sky. Actually, the community event or next expedition came out. I got to finish that up. And what else did I play? I played a fourth game. I only play 4 games now. And Apex. I played Apex, Elden Ring, No Man's Sky, and Street Fighter all today. Before going to see Deadpool versus Wolverine again. This is my second time seeing it. I saw it Saturday for the first time, and then today I took my youngest son and my wife to go see it again. I literally just came from there like 25 minutes from seeing it. So that's all as far as what I've been playing and what I've been doing. Um, Going straight into it. I touched grass segment. Man, man, whew, yeah. In case y'all wondering, on Saturday, there was a audition in Detroit for Bad Girls Club Midwest auditions or the baddies, whatever. It don't matter. It's a reality show with and I don't even. I'm speechless. I don't even know how to start this. I don't even know. I mean, I have to talk about it because I talked about it in my video. I said I wasn't going to talk in depth about it on my podcast, but this is the I Touch Grass segment where I talk about nothing, outside of video games and whatnot. And I must say, it wasn't just Detroit women that showed up there. There was women from all over Houston, from the Midwest, from the East Coast, West Coast, down south. They all converged on downtown Detroit, Cobo Hall, to be a part or be part of that debauchery. And even though most of them won't even make it onto the show, I've heard stories of former cast members throwing up tickets in the air and saying fight for that ticket and making the girls fight. I seen security laughing while all these girls were fighting. It was just, man, look, man, I'm women online can never say nothing bad or say anything about a dude when your sister is on out for the world to see, getting, wearing scantily clad outfits, fighting over clout and fame, and not even 15 minutes of fame, just 15 seconds of just foolishness. It was just disgusting and deplorable to say the least. And it's just, our society is done. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. If you find somebody that loves you, stick with that person because it's raps. It's nothing but demons out here, bro. Nothing but just demons and devils. and just wickedness that I've never seen before. It's just horrible. Stay indoors, protect you and yours, and don't go outside and don't try to save nobody, because what I saw in Detroit was just, and people be like, don't harm down on Detroit. I'm 313, through and through. And what happened in Detroit, a lot of people weren't from Detroit. A lot of those females weren't from Detroit. Some were, but nah. Wretchedness is everywhere. It's in Houston. Say hi to the 52,000 STI cases down in Houston. You know what I'm saying? It's all over. Wretchedness is all over the place, bro. I'm not even embarrassed. I'm just ashamed. Just ashamed to just see, I had a good time at DreamCon, and then, Friday night, Friday, all day Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday morning, I see that garbage. It kind of like, man, what, bro? Just yuck. Yuck. Just yuck. Like, unbelievable. Um, Horrible. Um, Enough of that. Let's talk about the Olympics for a minute. The Olympics. I remember as a kid and as a young adult, I used to be excited to watch the Olympics. Now I don't really care about the Olympics. There's so much going on, not only in the world but in my personal reality, that I really don't care about the Olympics. There was a time I cared for the Olympics. There was a time I got excited for the Olympics. Now, yeah, when you see what the world is, where the world truly is, and how everything is a facade, I don't really give a damn about the Olympics. It's all a joke. And then on top of that, especially what I saw at the every year, the opening ceremonies is getting darker and darker, weirder and weirder. Like, I didn't see it live, but I saw videos, and they showed like this armored up, clad best female was on a pale horse, coming into the arena, and all the world nations flags was behind her. And then they got the nerve to look me in on the camera and say, "This is Joan of Arc." Okay, if that's the case, Joan of Arc, why is she's cloud? Why is her face shrouded? Why is it shadowy? And then on top of that, why are there three other horses next to her as she comes into the arena? Y'all playing? Don't insult my intelligence. Don't insult my intelligence. Like I said, the Olympics, especially the opening ceremonies, is always darker and darker and darker, and always double entendres, and I ain't got time for that. Ain't playing in my face. Speaking of Olympics, another reason why I stopped watching the Olympics for the last 10 or 12 years is because I slowly each year, up to like 6 years ago, I stopped watching TV, and I totally stopped watching TV 4 or 5 years ago. I don't even watch TV. And you know what's funny? I watched TV for the first time in a long time. Um, at the hotel room. You know what I'm saying? I was watching what movie were we watching? When we went back to the hotel room Saturday night, me and my family was watching some movie, and ads kept coming on. I hate commercials. I was like, what's with all these commercials? My wife was like, it's just normal commercials. I was like, I don't do commercials. This is why I don't watch television anymore. It's the commercials. Got to do 8, 9, 10 commercials? Like, God dang. They kept calling commercials, and then that's no. I was like, watch. Look how long these commercials take. These take 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. And then after the second or third time they showed another commercial break, my family was like, dang, you right. I was like, yeah, this is why I don't watch cable anymore. It's not because of the programs, the heavily edited programs. That's part of it. But it's also the commercials. I don't have the patience for commercials, for ads that don't even associate to what I'm watching. At least in Japan and France and even in Saudi Arabia, they show commercials that deal with what they're showing. Like if you're watching a cooking show in Japan, they'll show like cooking products or to be purchased. If you're watching, you know, if you're watching anime, they show like anime plush toys or something. They show one commercial. It would be one commercial break, one or maybe two commercials during Japanese television. But in America, yeah, you watch a football game, they always say, well, they show beer and this and insurance. No, they don't. It's just beer for the, because the fans who's watching it watching beer, cigar, smoke. No, 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 they don't. They used to. They used to gear to the American public, but now it goes from like Coors Light commercial, e insurance, progressive to homes to your local car dealership to Tide laundry detergent, maybe a movie, and then another snippet for the next week's episode, a sitcom. It's like a potpourri of commercials. It has nothing geared to the audience. It's like they just threw it all together, and it's retarded. And that's why I don't like commercials. Commercials are pointless in America. I don't even watch TV no more. That's what made me watch TV more. So the Olympics. I'm not really watching the Olympics. And then I have friends. They watching the Olympics. They watching Team USA, both men's and women's doing well. If I was gonna watch anything, I watch the gymnasts. But I'm not even interested in the gymnasts anymore. I'm just. The Olympics don't do anything for me anymore, bro. I hate to say it, but it's just I rather game. I rather game or watch my anime. I don't want to pay attention to Olympics. Not really. I don't care. Just not my thing. I mean, it used to be. I like listen. My household with my five other siblings, my mom and my stepdad, we used to, especially the Winter Olympics. Winter Olympics, ironically, you know, um, we would watch speed skating, figure skating. Figure skating was a thing. I don't know why. I guess because of my mother. We used to watch figure skating all the time. Winter Olympics. We used to watch curling. Um, what else? There was something else we used to watch. Bobsledding. And Olympics was a big thing back in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. We would enjoy watching that. But now it's just like I couldn't even tell you who's winning the silver or gold in anything right now because I don't watch the Olympics. I will say this: I'm even though I don't watch the Olympics, I'm rooting the young gentleman, the 16-year-old boy who runs track. I hope he wins gold. That's the only thing I know. Him and Simone Biles Owens. I hope she wins gold, and I hope he wins gold. As far as the men's basketball team, half the NBA plays in the Olympics now, so I'm not really rooting for Team USA. I mean, I'm rooting whoever wins. Okay, when the NBA season starts, that's what I'm looking forward to. That's about it for the Olympics. Sue me. Um, 4 days or 3 or 4 days ago, Yellowstone had a minor explosion. Man, that's kind of scary. I think we talked about it. I know we talked. I think we talked about the earthquake. Yeah, we talked about the earthquake last go around last podcast episode. But the explosion, yeah, we didn't really talk about the Yellowstone explosion. Um, one of the guys just blew up and blew rock on the tourists and whatnot. But the way that the amount that exploded, that was, mm, I don't know, bro. I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy realist. And when you have 5.8 or 5.5 earthquakes in Texas, and you have multiple earthquakes in California that's still ongoing, right? Mind you, they had an earthquake today in the Los Angeles near the SoCal area, and Yellowstone is erupting. Something ain't right, bro. Like something. I mean, I ain't the smartest man in America, but something ain't right. All these earthquakes happening back to 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 back every day, going from once one or two a month to weekly now to daily. Something's going on. So I don't know, but if Yellowstone go, it was nice knowing y'all. Well, other than that, I mean, it's a other than that, it's a quiet news week, and nothing really talk about. I touch grass. I mean, uh, FGC is going to FGC. I will. Well, we'll talk about FGC in a minute, but yeah, basically the debauchery that happened in Detroit. Damn shame. The Olympics. Don't watch the Olympics that much anymore because it's not appealing to me anymore. When I was a kid and young adult, I lived to see the Olympics, but now it's a waste of time. And me personally, I'm not saying it's a waste of time for the athletes because they train yearly and and all for 4 years to get the gold and get sponsors and all that stuff. Shout outs to them. But as far as like the other politics behind it, and it's for time. And we ain't gonna talk about how they have them living in in athletes row and all the theft that's going on in France right now and the small minor riots. It is what it is, bro. It is what it is. But main topic. Name this podcast Gamer's Dream. And yeah, so I took my son to I took my family, I took my two boys and my wife to DreamCon in Austin, Texas. And I had a blast. I had fun. I had fun. I had fun. That was the first time I ever went to DreamCon. I went to DreamCon. It was fun. Um, my son, he went to DreamCon before, not 2023. He went in 2022 when they had it in Arlington. They had it in Arlington at the Esports Arena. In Arlington, he went there. He went all 3 days. I dropped him off one day, and then my wife dropped him off 2 day, 2 days in a row, and then I picked him up on the last day. And he said he had fun and he would like to go the next year. Then 2023, he was supposed to go, but I asked him to go to Evo with me, and he was like, "Okay, I go to Evo this year. You go to DreamCon next year." And I was like, "All right, I won't go to Evo in 2024. I'll go to DreamCon." And that's when we were at Evo. They announced the Evo date that this past weekend. It was supposed to be Evo, DreamCon, and the San Diego Comic Con. All three events same weekend. Oh, that was gonna be problems. So then that's when Evo pushed their date up a week because of the San Diego and DreamCon. You know, but I wasn't able to, due to time constraints and uh, as far as dealing with work and stuff, I can only go to one, so I went to DreamCon. Um, Never really been to Austin. I drove past Austin to go to San Antonio, but never really like stayed overnight in Austin. And I'll talk about that more in depth in a minute. But um, we left Thursday afternoon we left Thursday afternoon to get to Austin. We got to Austin. We picked up our badges. We didn't know our badge was okay. Where the Austin Convention Center, right directly across the street, is the Hilton Hotel. We went to the Hilton Hotel to stand in line to get our badges. So we got our badges. Actually, here go my badge right here. If you can see, here's my badge. Yeah, that's my badge, my DreamCon badge. So we picked up our badges. Then it was like, well, what are we gonna do now? It was like, we can go through Austin, and we can probably go get something to eat. What did we eat? I don't remember what we ate on Thursday. I don't, I don't remember what we ate on Thursday. I really don't. But it's like we can go see Austin and go do this and that. And so Friday, now mind you, I'm still on my knee scooter, so I'm on my knee scooter. So Friday morning, we went to a diner. uh, it was called Sawyer's and Company. We went to Sawyer's and Company. The reason why I picked the Sawyer's and Company is because it had Louisiana food, but we got there early, so we couldn't eat brunch. We had to eat breakfast. We got some boudin patties. Man, them boudin patties is good. Man, I never had boudin before, but I never had them in patties either. It was really good. Then I was like, what is in boudin? Hopefully there's no seafood because I'm allergic to seafood. But it's not. It's pork. But the part of the pork, that's what threw me off. I was like, oh, it's still good. I still ate it. Still smashed it. And then after we left that, we went to the venue. Now, while we were in the venue, right? Oh my God. It was a beautiful thing. DreamCon was a beautiful thing. It was a lot of people. It was so many people, so many cosplays. It was it how can I say this? It was it was interesting. I seen a lot of cosplays, seen a lot of people. Um we stood in line. Well, we had to go like a quarter of a mile away from the entrance to stand in line. Now I'm on my scooter, so I'm going through cracks and crevices, almost falling off my scooter. And my wife was like, "You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." She's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. Just gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to, I'm just gonna have to deal with it." People was looking at me like, "Why are you here? You on a scooter? Why are you, giving me, I was getting all types of looks, like because I'm on a scooter, but almost getting hit by cars. Then we had to stand way from the venue. Eventually, it was moving. Then we got to like towards the building, and then they was like, "Go up this way, and don't go this way. This way goes all the way around the building. Since you should go this way. This is easier to the door." And I was like, "I don't know." Then something told me to do it, so then I went and did it. So we went and stood by the door. It was like 30, 40 minutes. Was able to get in. So we get in. As soon as we get in, it's like four exhibit halls. It's like, and the first exhibit hall was the game hall. That's where it had all the game setups. So we go in there, and I was like, "This is it." We didn't know they had four exhibit halls. This is when I went into the first exhibit hall. You go in, they had like a VR setting right here, and they had this big stage in the back. But that's where the tournaments was run. Then they had stations for tournaments. Then they had like a classic section of classic games. They had like 5 to 6 Burger Time stations. They had a Street Fighter 2 Turbo Japanese station, just one, and then they had Pac-Man, arcade edition Pac-Man. That was it for games. And then they had the VR station. Then they had all the stations. Then the cool thing is they had a little station where you can rent controllers. I don't know how much it costs. My sons did. I'll have to ask him, but I know he had to give up his driver's license to get a controller just to play. To rent a controller just to play. The tournament games that they had was Smash Brothers, Grand Blue, Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighters, Taken 8, Mortal Kombat 1, and Street Fighter 6. So we was there, and then I saw Perfect Legend standing at the in front of the stage. I talked to him for a minute, and then after that, I was like, "Well, we got to see where the rest of the event is." So we left. We walked out, and then we saw this big line. I was like, and I asked the lady, I was like, "Is this to go to the main venue?" And the person said yes. So we had to go in the back of the line, and I was like, "Is this the line to go into the exhibit, into the venue?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." So we stand in line. We just waiting, just waiting. I was like, "Dang, this is crazy. This is crazy." I was like, "This is crazy." And we stayed in that line, and it was moving slowly and surely. We stayed in that line for 2 hours. Did you know that line was not to go into the merchandise exhibit? That was to go into the main stage area, and you had to be RSVP to go into the main stage area. They was doing the opening ceremony. We weren't RSVP, and we stayed in that line for 2.5 hours for nothing. I was like, my wife was pissed. I was like, "I'm sorry." I asked if this was to the main thing. It's like, no. So then we walked around, went to the main exhibit room. We walked in there. We saw, and it was crowded in there, so it's kind of rough to move in there with a scooter. And people, they don't care. It's like, get your old ass out the way. You know what I'm saying? I was walking in there, and they're like, "Yo," some people was making room, some people weren't. I saw a couple things in there. I did see, man. I saw some sweet ass Nikes, like some like airbrush Nikes in different characters, different colors. That was cool. Yeah, all in all, it was cool. I was getting tired because my knee scooter. I can't be moving all with this heavy ass boot on. I was getting tired, but I was in there from we got there at 11. We didn't leave until 6:30 in the afternoon. So that first day I was a trooper. As long as my kids was having fun. Then we left, went to get something to eat. Oh, did we get something to eat? I think we got something to eat. I don't know. No, we ate it. We ate no. The kids, we let the kids do what they do. They went to get something to eat, and then me and my wife was in the bar downstairs. So we got something to eat. The waitress was rude as hell. My wife did not like that. And um, then we went to sleep, and then I told them, I was like, look, tomorrow, which is Saturday, I'm gonna just drop y'all off, and then me and your mama, we're gonna go see Deadpool. And so that's what we did. I'm trying to show you something. So we went to go get something. We went to go see Deadpool. We went to go see and Deadpool and Wolverine at Alamo Draft House. Thing is, in Dallas, they closed pretty much all the Alamos and Draft House in the Metro Dallas Fort Worth area, but they didn't for everywhere else in Texas. So we went to that for the first time. We walked in, and the very first we walk in and you walk down the hallway is the actual recreation of the hotel in The Shining. They even have holographic the twin girls at the end of the corner. They had the elevators and the blood coming through the elevators. I was like, what the hell? It was awesome. It was awesome. But we saw Deadpool and Wolverine. It was a pretty good movie. I give it a 9. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go see it. It was pretty good. Um, then after that, went to pick up my sons, and then I was like, I'm tired. I really don't want to go to the venue. Um, I'm really good. I don't really want to go to the venue. So we picked them up, and we came back. And then I was like, Sunday, which is the last day, we can go and we can go in the game. Well, I was like, I'm going in the game room. Y'all can do whatever they want. So we went in the game room. They played a couple games. Oh yeah, Saturday, my son wanted me to play them in Taken 8. Beat their ass. They was mad too. It's like, why are you beating me? You don't even play this game. I was like, fighting gamer is always gonna be a fighting gamer. But I beat them down, and then back to Sunday. Sunday morning, we went back to Sawyer and Company, ate some more good Louisiana style food. Then went to the venue, and went in the venue, stayed at the game, and then I was like, everything was gonna close at 5 o'clock, but we was like gonna leave at 2 o'clock. But at 1 o'clock, they had a panel, and they had what was it? Indie gamers. They had a panel on indie gamers, and my son, he's like making his own video game. It looks kind of good, but he was during the whole week. He was like, man, I'm having trouble doing this. What should I do? What should I do? I gave him pointers as best as I could, but sometimes the Lord, if you're asking, he'll come answering. And that panel really put a fire under my son's butt, because he asked questions, and they really told him what to do, and now he's back on his grind. So yeah. Then we left and we came here, and then you already seen the other video. I won't even go into detail. Just go on my YouTube page. You'll see the video as far as what transpired, as far as the difference between DreamCon and the Bad Girls Club. But all in all, DreamCon was amazing. I had fun. While there, all the cosplays I seen. What was the most popular cosplay that I seen there? What anime? You would think One Piece. You would think Dragon Ball. You would even think Jujutsu Kaisen. Demon Slayers. 100% Demon Slayers. There were so many Demon Slayer cosplayers. And the number one character that I seen, male or female, the number one character that I seen so many of was this character right here. This character. Tenjin. There was so many Tenjins, bro. So many Tenjins. Everywhere I turned, it didn't even matter if if it was a guy or if it was a girl, binary, non-binary, didn't matter. All I saw was Tenjins. So many Tenjins. So many Tenjins. Don't get me wrong, I've seen a few Tetsuro, Tenjiro. I've seen a few Tenjiros, but a lot of them just had the Tenjiro jacket. Or I've seen, the other water breather, his jacket. I did see a lot of Zenitsus, and a lot of Iosuke's, but Tenjin was everywhere. Everywhere, everybody was Tenjin, bro. It was so many Tenjins. Saw male Tenjins, saw female Tenjins, but yeah, that DreamCon, I would say there was over at least 30 to 40,000 people. Out of that 30 to 40,000 people, I say I've seen at least 110 Tenjins everywhere. Tenjin was everywhere. Um, the next character that I seen everywhere was Kento, Nanami. Everybody was dressed as Nanami, and they weren't dressed up as this version of Naomi. They was dressed up with the suspenders. You know what I'm saying? Not the full uniform, just 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 the suspenders. Yeah, that that right there. Just that with the tie with the suspenders. Not even a suit jacket. Just dressed like this. Just dressed like this. That's all I saw. But that was the second most. The third, the third one was My Hero Academia, the Bunny Girl. Yeah, Rumi, all the females. There was so many Ryumi. There was so man Miracle. There was so many miracles. There was so many of her females walking around. It was definitely Tenjin was number one. Naomi was number two, and Miracle was number three. There was so many female Miracle cosplays. So many, but it was Dreamcast was cool. It was good. Um, Honestly, I'm gonna tell you this flat out. If you're black and you're between the ages of 13 to 50, if you don't have kids, or if you are a kid yourself and you want to be around people that not only love anime but love video games, anime, and you feel more comfortable in your skin to be around, go to next year's DreamCon. Just go to next year's DreamCon. That's all I'm gonna say. Just go to next year's DreamCon. I will say this though. I mean, I have a lot of pros about DreamCon. I had no, I wasn't there to go to panels, but if I was to go to panels, I would be kind of upset because the main complaint that a lot of people have that I'm just finding out today that has happened this year, last year, and the year before last is their first come first serve system when it comes to panels. A lot of people who flew all over from the ends of the earth to come to DreamCon couldn't who RSVP'd couldn't even get into the panel that they wanted to get in the panel because people were skipping line or people were sneaking in and it was filling up quick, and so people who was waiting in line couldn't get in even though they RSVP'd. That's the one gripe, the one major gripe that a lot of people are saying on Twitter and on social media. And I guess, some people was like, they doing this again. I guess it happened last year, and my son said it happened when he went, and they didn't fix it, and that's a major problem, and that's something they got to fix, because it's to the point where people's like, well, I'm not even coming next year if y'all not gonna address this issue. Other than that, DreamCon was very, very well done. Me, that was my first time, so I didn't really know what to participate in as far as panels, and or go to like special events like the dodgeball game or the family feud between RDC and somebody else, the basketball game between RDC and AMP. Didn't see that, but I mean, if I was more in depth and more engrossed, I would have went to some of those panels or these events. I would have even way more fun. But all in all, it was a good experience. My family enjoyed it. My wife enjoyed it. My sons, they enjoyed it. My wife, she just exhausted. She's napping right now. Um, and yeah, that's about it. So if you're interested in like being around other blurs or other black people that enjoy gaming or enjoy anime, and you wanna experience it, go to next year's DreamCon. Am I going to next year's DreamCon? No, I'm on grind mode. Once Terry Bogard comes out in Street Fighter, I'm gonna try to. I wouldn't say be the best Terry Bogard. I'm gonna try my best. I'm really gonna knock that out, and I'm gonna try to get on some and online tournaments and offline regional tournaments in my Texas area, and I'm just trying to do what I got to do and do what I want to do. I'm gonna spend the remainder of this year and the next 4 to 5 months of next year just really just focusing on competing, just competing, just give. I'm going out with a bang as far as like I'd say like I got 2 more years. 2 more years of really just grinding and competing and got the spirit and the hunger for grinding and competing. Then after that, I'm just gonna be a spectator, full time spectator. I mean, I still play online, I still stream, but as far as like, oh, I gotta, ooh, nah, it's a young man's game. But I'm still in the thick of things. I'm still at the thick of it right now. But yeah, I think I'm gonna help my son because my son is starting to get into fighting games now. I think he's getting the passion, and I'm gonna help him see where he want to go with it. Probably train him more, but other than that, like I said, DreamCon was very good. Before I get out of here, I'm gonna nip this podcast real short because it is what it is. But before I leave, I do want to talk about one thing. I relocated to Dallas Fort Worth area in 2012, and the circle has been completed. I have been to all five major cities around the Great Triangle. That is Dallas Fort Worth. You consider that as one, right? San Antonio, Austin. You consider that as one, and then Houston. I've been to all of them. And I just wanted to bring this up because now that I've been to all five cities through the Greater Triangle of Texas, each of them are different. Each city is different. Each city is like its own jurisdiction or whatever country, however you want to call it. It's just totally different. It's just different. It's just different. Like Houston, I wouldn't say is hood. I would say it's more urban. I would say it's more urban, more laid back, and more. I wouldn't say country, even though everything down here is country. So scratch that out the list. I would say Houston is more laid back compared to the hoity-toity of Dallas. Is Dallas is home. I like Dallas, but you could tell between Dallas natives and Houston natives and why they don't like each other. You could tell. But San Antonio is just very, it's weird. It's weird. It's like It's a lot of hustle and bustle. They always talking about the animal. They always talking about the Spurs, and it's just it's just weird. But I mean, it's weird in a good way. And the Riverwalk. They always talk about the Riverwalk. It's good. I really didn't go all through San Antonio. I just was in the Riverwalk area, and it was just the tourist area. So I can't really say about that much about San Antonio. I did have fun in San Antonio, and I'm not gonna go Charles Barkley and be like, there's a lot of big women down there. I come from the Midwest. We got nothing but big women. So who am I to say how big the women is in San Antonio? When I was there, I didn't really see any. I mean, I seen some, but not compared to what I do back home in the Midwest. Fort Worth to me, when I went to Fort Worth, I've been to Fort Worth 3 or 4 times. Fort Worth, where I've been, it seems like that's how I envisioned Dallas before I got to Dallas. I mean, with the cowboy boots, the cowboy hats, the Texas neckties, it's like that's what I envisioned Dallas before I moved to Dallas. It was straight up Fort Worth. Um, Now, I left this on the list because not only because it's the last place I visited just recently, but because this place is just Austin. If you live in Austin and you're native Austin, this is the part of the podcast where I'm gonna talk about your city because your city is trash. God damn it, Austin is trash, bro. Austin is a weird ass city, bro. My God, man, I felt like I was back home in Detroit as far as how many potholes that city has. That's where I draw the line. But it's like a melting pot of everything as far as the architecture, like the houses. It's like Louisiana, like it's like New Orleans as far as the houses, and then it's like you in like one part of the neighborhood it seemed like it's New Orleans, then the next part of the neighborhood it seemed like it's Miami or Tallahassee. It seems like Tallahassee. It's just it didn't feel Texan at all. Austin does not feel Texan style at all. It feels like it's like the living embodiment of the South. Like it has like all the qualities of the South. Like it has New Orleans culture aspects to it, um, Southern Florida aspects to it, Tallahassee aspects to it. It has everything but Dallas, Houston, or any cultures from like the Texan from it. It just feel like a weird city. It's a free city too. It's a free city. It's like very liberal, and it feels weird. There's graffiti everywhere. It was damn near dirty. It was just like, and then the people can't drive, and it's like it just and then the neighborhoods were weird. Now, when we went, we were, I'll say 3.5 miles away from the our hotel was 3.5 miles away from downtown. Okay, at first, because we stayed at the Cabria, we thought we stayed at the Cabria that was downtown, which was only like walking distance, was only like 3-minute walking distance from the event, but that was the wrong Cabria. We didn't know there was another Cabria that was closer to the airport, which was like 4.5 miles away, and that was away from downtown. So when we went there, you can go through the neighborhoods. The neighborhoods was weird, bro. I have never been in a neighborhood that it was just like we drove down like a regular street, not like a side street or not like a neighborhood street, but like a main artery of that connects all the neighborhood streets to the main artery to go through the neighborhood. And it was like house, residential house, restaurant. They used to be a house, but now it's a restaurant. Regular house that became a salon, law firm, regular house. I've never seen nothing like this. Like I never seen like you have a regular house right here, and then next door is a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? I never seen that before. It was just weird to me. It's like mom and pop stores everywhere. And then like in that little area, like downtown and like within a mile or 3 miles in a complete circle of downtown Austin, there is no like restaurants. There were no like I didn't see a McDonald's. I didn't see a Burger King or Wendy's or Popeyes. I didn't see none of that. I barely saw regular gas stations. I saw mom and pop restaurants everywhere. And I'm saying there's some houses that was converted into mom and pop restaurants. You know what I'm saying? And Sunday, down here in Texas, if you, I don't care where you in, I don't care if you're in Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Sunday after church, restaurants be packed. And that's what I'm saying. You on Saturday, we drove down the street, from our hotel to the venue, and the streets wasn't packed. But on Sunday morning, after we ate, we passed and we see like people lining up in front of a house, going into the next door to a restaurant. It was like, what? Oh, and then I've never seen this before either. They have like a lot, and then they'll have like bunch of food trucks in that lot. I seen one lot that had that was pretty open, and it even had like a billboard, but it had a food truck in the middle of the lot. I was like, oh, so they must have bought that land, and the money that they're accumulating, they're gonna eventually build their storefront. But in the meantime, they just have their food truck and it's permanently stationed there. I never seen that before. It was just weird. As far as barbecue, my main thing. Oh yeah, that's my main thing. My main thing was to eat the barbecue down there. We went to that's what we ate Thursday. We couldn't go to Franklin's because by the time we got there and got our badge, Franklin's closed. Franklin is, if you consider, is like the best barbecue in Texas. Period. It's like the best barbecue in Texas. It's like the best barbecue in Austin, depending on who you talk. When we got there, it was closed. And here's the thing: Franklin's people wait for like up to 4 hours just to try their barbecue. So when we came out to go see it, it was closed at 3 o'clock. So we went to Leroy and Lewis. That was considered one of the top barbecue places in Austin. That barbecue was pretty good. There was this other barbecue place called Terry Black's. They said that's like, some people say Franklin's is the best, or they say Terry Black's is the best. When we drove by Terry Black's, that place was off the chain. I was like, I don't want that damn barbecue that bad. I'm not gonna wait 3 hours just to get some barbecue. I'm not. So we didn't try Terry Black's. Maybe if I go back to Austin, I'll try it, but I highly doubt I'll go back to Austin. Austin, man. And then the driving, the roads are weird. Especially the freeways. I had to do a double loop. What is a double loop? You know how you go from, you have to do that loop from one freeway to go to another freeway. They had that, but then had an immediate double, another loop was inside the loop to go to a different freeway. I've never done that before. I almost ran us off the road. Like, Austin, man. Austin is weird as hell, dog. That whole city is weird as hell. The roads is weird. The people are weird. Like, case in point, you know how you go into a parking structure? We go into the parking structure, and we coming down the parking structure to leave the said parking structure. There was this lady, you know how the cars is parked, and then you go slow because people want to pull out. So this lady, she walks to the end of her car. I guess she was going to the passenger side. She was waiting for passenger side. She gets to the end of the car, and then her husband was bringing out the car. Now, normally, if you standing there and you see another car coming, you would be like, "Hey, wait," or you be like, or you tell your husband or your spouse, be like, "Hey, wait, there's a car coming," or you tell the ongoing car, be like, "Hold on, he's pulling out." No, she just stood there with her umbrella in her hand and watched me and her partner about to get into an accident. I was like, "This Yoko Ono looking like gonna let us get into an accident?" Man, and then they have, like, by the hotel and the convention center, they have like these bike paths. And then all through, this is the new thing at every downtown. They have those motorized scooters. They go up to like 15 to 20 miles per hour. And they have signs that says, "Warning, don't, these scooters do not stop. Be careful, you can get hit." And so my wife was like, "Why don't you take the scooter path?" I'm like, "Do you see how fast these scooters is going? I got to take the sidewalk. You can't take that scooter path, even if I'm on an e-scooter. They're on motorized scooters, and they're going 15 to 20 miles an hour. So my wife almost got hit by one of the scooters. I almost got hit. My kids almost got hit. Various people driving walk into the event or to the exhibit. I mean, to the exhibition rooms. They almost got hit because these people are not gonna stop. And when I say people don't stop, especially when they see a bunch of us, they weren't stopping. They were trying, go on by their day. It was Austin's just. I had my fill with Austin. I'm good on Austin, bro. I'm good. I'm good on Austin. Out of all the cities, like I said, I've been to all 5 cities in in the Great Triangle of northern Texas, and Austin is number 5. Is the worst on the list. Then San Antonio, um, then Fort Worth, and then I say Houston and Dallas. 1A, 1B. As far as like living, um, recreation, uh, ability, entertainment. Man, Austin felt like a college town. I'm pretty sure it was UNT Austin is a college there, and I think Southern, the HBCU, is in Austin too. And then an hour out is Waco, and Baylor is over there. But Austin is, as far as it being the capital of Texas, it's also felt like a college town, but it felt boring. I was like, man, if this one DreamCon wasn't here, I don't see myself coming to Austin. It's outside of eating barbecue. I don't see myself trying to party in Austin just to say I was in Austin. It felt pretty boring. It felt really. If DreamCon went there, I wouldn't have been in Austin just to spend my weekend in Austin. Now Houston, I'll be able, I'll go to Houston, for a weekend. They got a lot of stuff happening. Fort Worth too, San Antonio as well. I don't see myself trying to, break my neck to go to Austin just to say I'm going to Austin. So I digress. Um, About to shut this down. So I want to give a shout out to you and you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Also, I want to shout out my wife. Thank you for taking good care of me. Thank you for pushing me to start walking more so I can get back on my feet. And thanks to my kids, my wonderful 3 boys. My oldest, who's serving in the Navy right now. My mid son and my youngest son, as they get back to ordinary life. My youngest especially. Oh, my mid son and my youngest, their birthday's coming up. Actually, my mid son, his birthday is Thursday, and then my youngest, his birthday is next Wednesday, and he got to go back to school on his birthday. He was like, "Do I have to?" Yes, you got to go to school on your birthday. But no, ain't no buts. It's the first day of school. Take your ass to school. So so yeah. Other than that, that's about it. To summarize, DreamCon was good. If you've never been, I suggest you go. And just live life and enjoy life. I'll talk to you guys